Hi and welcome everyone. Lisa here for Trinity Stamps. Thanks for taking the time to join me. Today I'm sharing a coffee themed card, quick and simple. We're going to use a few of the small stamps from the Cottage Kitchen stamp set. And I have created a DIY stencil slash mask by just drawing a long triangle on a piece of cardstock and then cutting it out with my paper trimmer. I'm coming in with the coffee cup from that stamp set, and I'm going to randomly stamp this in this area here. And notice how I'm stamping over the edge. My intent was to use the panel as a whole instead of cutting the tree shape out, but I do end up cutting that tree shape out a little bit later in the video. But if you wanted to use this panel as a whole on your card base, you want to make sure that you're stamping over the edge of that makeshift stencil slash mask. That's going to give you the illusion of your shape. So just keep that in mind. So real quick, I stamped the little cup on some masking paper. I cut that out with my scissors, and now I'm just going to come in with some dye inks and ink these up. I'm using Memento dye inks. I'm using Cottage Ivy, Pear Tart, Teal Zeal, Love Letter, and Cantaloupe. Now I'm using the Slimline bunting and a light stencil to create my lights. And this is pretty easy to use because it has etched lines in it. But I've also found that if I want to twist it and turn it around, I still can line it up on my own with no problems whatsoever. So I did take my tree and cut it out like I mentioned earlier, and I'm adding mounting foam to the back of it now so I can go ahead and place it on my card base. Now let's talk about this Slimline card base, 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And I've taken a coffee word. You can use any coffee word you have on hand. And you're going to randomly stamp that coffee word all along your card base. And I just, wherever my hand landed with that is where I stamped it. And I used my VersaFine Onyx Black ink to do it. And I'm going to go ahead now and adhere this tree to the card and line it up with my T-ruler. We're going to come in with a gel pen, add some fun details. Now notice how I'm skipping over where the word's at. If the word coffee is in my way, instead of going through it, I just skip over it. It's a fun little detail. It gives it a nice whimsical touch. So play around with that and have fun with it. But the gold trim for the holidays is such a festive touch that I highly recommend that you add that. It really does. It's a nice finishing touch with it. Now, once we're done with the gel pen, we're going to add some tiny little gold dots to our tree and add some gold sequins to our card base. And that's going to wrap us up. So I really do appreciate you joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can find the products I used over on the Trinity Stamps website. And until next time, take care.